Prosecutors say the Jblades used controlling and coercive tactics while dealing with his divorced wife. On the repair shop, viewers are transported to a realm where master artisans breathe new life into cherished family antiques. The show revolved around Jblades, who is renowned for his composed demeanor, emotional understanding, and commitment to conveying stories through skillful execution. Eventually, he expanded his role beyond that of a mere host. For millions, he became a reassuring and recognizable figure. The turning point came, though, when rumors about his private life started circulating. Right now, Zbozen, who was married to Jay for a while, is now speaking up. Furthermore, her revelations disappoint her admirers. Even before he became a famous TV figure and restoration specialist, Jblades was a stranger to many British households. When I was younger, I was the charming and charismatic host of The Repair on BBC One. Shop, Jay overcame obstacles and found new meaning in life. Just like the remarkable repairs he does on the show, his rise from a humble background to become a renowned artisan and TV host is truly remarkable. Even though he was born in London, Jay had a tough childhood. Coming from a working-class family, relatives, he endured hardships that most people could scarcely fathom. Still, Jay discovered a love for woodworking and restoration by perseverance and hard effort. His training as a furniture restorer allowed him to gradually carve out a special place for himself in an industry that is generally overlooked by the public. His inherent charisma and skill quickly made him stand out among his peers. Launched in 2017, The Repair Shop was a low-key daytime program about skilled craftspeople giving beloved antiques a second chance. But it was Jay who really set it apart. His genuine friendliness and capacity to relate to both the guests bringing in their cherished possessions and the viewers at home were the show's beating hearts. Jay wasn't merely repairing vintage items. Not only that, but he was reawakening long-lost hopes and memories. Audiences' interest in the show skyrocketed. People were captivated by the meticulous attention to detail and the personal narratives that accompanied each item. The show honored the value of preserving cherished items, whether they were toys passed down through the years or jewelry boxes passed down from grandmothers. Jay played the role of the approachable guide, helping viewers through the restoration process. Excitement contagious. An MBE for services to craft and broadcasting was officially bestowed upon Jay in 2021, officially recognizing his contributions. This accolade signified not just his talent, but also the wider influence he had had, propelling him from the status of a television personality to that of a revered public figure. Many looked up to Jay as an example of someone who had overcome adversity and become an inspiration to others. Despite this success, there were several bumps along the way in the world of filmmaking. Many fans loved Jay for his positive attitude and genuine character, yet few were aware that what was going on outside the confines of the studio. Little did anyone anticipate the shocking manner in which his public persona and his personal demons would clash. Speculation of upcoming changes at the repair shop started to circulate by the end of 2024. Jay, who had been a regular, was suddenly not appearing in any of the new episodes. After Jay announced he was stepping away from social media to grieve his uncle's death, many felt sorry for him and wondered why he was so silent. Because they thought it was a private period of loss, fans rallied around. But as time went on, and filming continued without Jay, more and more questions arose. Just how much longer would this break be? In reality, what was happening? The once revered man who had become an emblem of redemption now appeared aloof and unapproachable. Fans' unwavering faith in the man they believed they knew waned in tandem with his diminishing screen presence. Something else was happening behind the scenes. Once a blazing torch that illuminated Jay's career, the limelight was beginning to throw shadows as the radiance of his ascent faded. Jblades' story had expanded beyond his skill and TV stardom. Problems, intricacies, and the revealing of an individual's private life while under the spotlight were the themes. Unexpected challenges were about to rock the public's perception of Jblades, the adored TV host and crafter. That show that won everyone's hearts. In the repair shop, you won't find a caricature. A lot of people find solace in this tradition. This show is soothing since it shows that problems have solutions, and that memories may be kept safe. The presence of Jblades, who plays the role of a reliable companion guiding viewers through each episode, is crucial to its success. The repair shop operates on a powerful yet simplistic principle. The general public brings in worn, damaged, or decaying family heirlooms, things with high sentimental value. Handed up to a team of expert craftspeople, these priceless artifacts, cracked ceramics, broken clocks, faded paintings, are devoted to restoration. But the show's real meat isn't even close to the mechanical maintenance. The stories are packed into every episode. Poems on familial ties, love, and grief. With his soft, empathic voice, Jay connects the narrative to the audience. Upon receiving a jewelry from an elderly woman, whether a woman brings in a cherished heirloom from her mother's passing, or a man brings in a worn-out plaything from his youth, it's not merely the object itself that endures restoration. A link to the previous is revived. Jay played a special function that made the repair shop stand out. Instead of standing on the sidelines like a typical presenter, assisting the artisans, Jay did his job. He genuinely knew his way around repair. Beyond that, though, his friendliness and transparency made everyone feel welcome and appreciated. The event felt more intimate because he listened, cracked jokes, and was there for the emotional highs and lows, instead than pre-written. After seeing how popular the show was, the BBC swiftly moved it from its original daytime position to prime time. Impressive for a curriculum that specializes in restoration, which is rather a specialist area. In the midst of a chaotic world, viewers from all around the globe tuned in, finding solace in the show's subtle positivity, as well as ambiguity. It wasn't simply Jay's friendliness, though, that made the repair shop special. It was the whole crew, a collection of expert artisans with diverse backgrounds ranging from clockmaking to upholstery. They exceeded the value of their individual contributions by working together. This West Sussex barn used as the set for the occurred, transformed into a warm haven, a location where damaged items were repaired with tender, loving care. Over several years, the recipe yielded perfect results. Every week, viewers were greeted with the same expected and touching event, creating a sense of consistency. There was stability in Jay's presence. Even though he was going through a rough patch in real life, his comedic timing and smile never wavered on film. Subtle shifts, however, followed. Many viewers noted that Jay didn't appear in every episode. It started off as a few misses here and there, which could be readily attributed to scheduling conflicts or personal issues. Swearing up. The new series, however, made his absence more noticeable. Jay did not appear in any of the episodes that featured the other craftspeople. Both interest and worry were aroused by this. Just for what reason was Jay not being included? Is he sick? Otherwise, was something more substantial going on behind the scenes? Speculation abounds on social media, but no definitive answers have surfaced. Not only did Jay disappear, but the producers also refused to comment. Quiet on the web. Since filming had gone ahead without him, the mystery deepened. For a show that revolves around its host, this is a strange move. The future of a program that revolved around Jay's personality became uncertain when he left. Fans who remembered Jay from his days as the representation of healing and restoration was beginning to feel increasingly uneasy. Unfortunately, the man who had helped restore damaged family treasures and heal emotional scars is not in the photo. What a stark difference. Anonymous insiders close to the production have hinted at off-screen issues. Focus, while there were little official remarks. Uncovering the BBC's hasty removal of Jay featured shows months later only served to heighten the curiosity and anxiety. Everyone still loved the repair shop, even though there were murmurs and doubts. Its pastoral message, healing and connection, continued to reverberate long after its guiding star had disappeared. Many were expecting for answers that would finally clarify things for them. The hush that fell upon Jay's departure had something to do with more than simply recuperation. Behind the scenes, a much more severe situation was developing. Behind the scenes, and it would quickly become a media darling. A rising hush, and then a sudden pause. The announcement that Jblades was withdrawing from social media appeared to be a private time of mourning for him. It didn't take long for Jay's fans to figure out that he was really sad because he publicly shared the news of his uncle's death with them. Many others were sympathetic and supportive, thinking that Jay's break was just a temporary setback that would help him recover. The character of this vacation, however, started to change as time went on. Jay was missing from more than just social media. New episodes of the repair shop drew viewers, and something caught their attention. Strange. Nobody had seen Jay. The show's public face for nearly 7 years, the host, was not going to make an appearance. Considering how integral he was to the show, it was strange and unsettling. Production kept going even without Jay, which increased the unknown. When a major presenter is sick or otherwise unavailable, shows like the repair shop usually reschedule their filming. Rather of their typical charismatic boss, the production continued with the craftspeople. It was a disturbing change for the fans. The enigma was only made deeper by Jay's silence. After the first announcement that morning, he refrained from making any public remarks explaining his absence. A lot of activity on the social media pages suddenly stopped. From health problems to private matters, rumors swirled. It was asked whether Jay was sick. Some were concerned. Something may be awry in the shadows. However, things were significantly more convoluted behind closed doors. A stalemate had developed in Jay's private life by the beginning of 2024. While this was happening, his marriage to Lisa Zbozen was falling apart. Stayed out of the public eye. Neither Jay nor Lisa had spoken publicly about their problems, and the split had not been published either. The incident became public knowledge in May after Lisa announced her separation from her husband on Instagram. "This is the message," was concise while still making its point crystal obvious. Their romance was ended. Many were taken aback by this public recognition, particularly considering Jay's prior favorable reputation. The BBC started making moves behind the scenes at this period. Regarding the changes, Jay's episodes of the repair shop were pulled from the air. Signifying the gravity of the situation, the network wasted no time in removing itself from the debate. Everything has turned into an important business. By now, it was a matter of public importance. Accusations of controlling and forceful behavior towards Lisa were leveled against Jay, further heightening the tension. According to these accusations, Lisa had reason to worry for her safety on multiple occasions due to his behavior during their relationship. Then Jay begged, cleared of wrongdoing, but the scandal tarnished his professional standing. At odds with the kind, reliable persona she had on TV were the grave accusations she faced in court. Many viewers had trouble making sense of the two photos. A guide who had once given people faith in restoration was now embroiled in legal disputes. In the eye of the public, without a clear picture of what was ahead, Jay waited for his May 2025 trial. Neither Jay nor the BBC had announced if he would be returning to the repair shop, and both chose to remain out of the spotlight. Even though he wasn't on the show anymore, many fans longed for the presence of a familiar face and the solace it provided. What began as a period of reflection has transformed into a hush over worries and inquiries. Jblades' narrative has expanded beyond his acting career and TV appearances. It dealt with difficult interpersonal dynamics, court battles, together with the unpredictability of the public sphere. The fact that Lisa, and not Jay, would write the next chapter of this novel caught many by surprise. By speaking up, she would dispel preconceptions and bring fresh dimensions to the developing plot. As the general population began to grasp the gravity of the situation, Lisa's enigmatic, unexpected details would be exposed in the mails, controversy and accusations. By the end of 2024, the relative calm surrounding Jblades' departure from the repair business had transformed into a raucous, inescapable scandal. Speculation and rumors soon turned into major news when it was exposed the fact that Jay was confronted with grave claims of controlling and coercive behavior towards Lisa's boss, as well as other legal matters. Despite Jay's long history of building a positive reputation as the affable host of the popular restoration program, the accusations cast a shadow over his character. The claims were serious and specific, asserting that Lisa feared for her safety on 2 separate occasions due to Jay's actions during their relationship. Everyone from fans to co-workers to the media was taken aback by the seriousness of these charges. Due to the sequence of events, the scenario heightened in intensity. News of the legal proceedings did not surface until September of 2024, months after Jay's noticeable absence from filming had begun. In a short amount of time, the BBC has removed Jay from future broadcasts and pulled shows featuring him off their schedule. Even before the lawsuit had gone to trial, this action demonstrated that the corporation was seriously considering the charges. In Worcester Crown Court, Jay faced the accusations. He wore his usual black cap and spectacles with his dark suit as he entered a not guilty plea to charges of controlling and coercive behavior throughout the course of 20 months. According to the allegations, Lisa was deeply affected and became terrified as a result of a pattern of conduct. To keep the case in the spotlight, Judge James Burbage KC turned down the defense's request to have some of the hearing taken place in secret. Jay is expected to return to court for his trial after being granted bail. Although Jay insisted he was innocent and denied using any kind of coercive control, his public image took a serious hit. After receiving an MBE and having millions of people put their faith in him, the guy now finds himself under scrutiny for his actions and character. The situation was already tense before Lisa made her separation from the marriage public. The breakup proved the couple's troubles were serious and genuine, even though she didn't address the accusations at first. Many people were left to wonder what the real story was behind the scenes. The information that had come to light created a complex picture, but the complete narrative eluded us. Despite the show's uplifting message, fans of the repair business were torn between the show's uplifting recollections and the reality of its former star. News organizations reported on the meticulously maintaining a balance between covering Jay's legal issues and showing respect for the ongoing court process. Opinions among the public were split. Despite feeling betrayed by the accusations, several remained faithful to Jay. Further, the dispute brought up more general inquiries regarding prominent personalities and the personal challenges they might encounter. For the time being, the lawsuit was expected to progress at a leisurely pace due to impending court dates and legal disputes. Remaining true to the show's spirit in Jay's absence, the BBC and the repair shop crew proceeded with caution. As the audience was about to believe the story had come to a close, Lisa's own words finally spoke up. Nobody had anticipated her revelation either. There is a pause before Lisa's Zbozen speaks. Lisa's ex-husband Jblades Zbozen finally speaks out about. He is, and it's not in the way you anticipate. I am done hiding. I want my side to be heard, Lisa announced with a voice that sounded both fatigued and unshakably firm. It's time to reveal everything. Continuing, she stated, people just saw the. She intimated that she had been in survival mode for over a year, and said that those closest to her knew something wasn't right, but didn't ask questions. Behind the smiles, there was stillness. Not anymore. To be sure, there's more. There were a string of mysterious and emotionally charged posts made by Lisa only hours before Jay was supposed to make an appearance at Worcester Crown Court. Not only was the timing remarkable, but the messages were meticulously crafted, conveying a great deal without divulging every detail. In honor of World Mental Health Day, an event devoted to bringing attention to the challenges people endure behind closed doors, the post surfaced on the Instagram account of her fitness company. A poem-like message once started, I won't tell you to have a good day. Instead, I advise you to. I know you're sad. It conveyed a subtle understanding rather than hostility, and it was accompanied by 2 love hearts, so you could just enjoy the day. A other post encouraged resilience and strength in the face of despair and gloom. You should persevere. No matter how tough the internal struggle, you are strong enough to overcome it. Just keep in mind that there are others who understand. Contrary to what your mind may tell you, you are loved more deeply and have a purpose in life. The overarching message's subject was plain to see: optimism in the face of adversity, resilience, and mental health. Still, Lisa sidestepped questions about her connection with Jay, the accusations, and the court case. At the same time, her statement suggested that she was battling through some serious mental issues and was on the road to recovery. Both fans and onlookers responded with interest and compassion. Many took Lisa's posts as a sign that she was getting stronger and overcoming her suffering. Some even took the texts as a covert attempt to connect with her and Jay about their tumultuous relationship. Concerning the dispute, not only was the time of Lisa's quiet break remarkable, but so was the tone. Her words were measured and even tender, offering encouragement to those going through bad circumstances rather than wrath or resentment. This went against a few of the unforgiving news accounts that had reduced the incident to a straightforward victim-offender dynamic. Lisa's tweets prompted a more sophisticated comprehension of how their relationship and its demise might be multifaceted, involving emotional elements that are difficult to convey in trial processes or headlines. People witnessed a peak of Lisa's vulnerability and resilience, serving as a reminder that every narrative is accompanied by actual individuals whose emotions cannot be simply described. That day, Jay made a brief appearance in court. As the trial date approached, he reiterated his denial of the charges and insisted he was innocent. However, the focus moved from the legal aspects of the case to the human element as a result of Lisa's enigmatic messages. Unexpectedly, her stillness had been finally broken. Nothing was divulged or pointed out in Lisa's statements. They let us see the emotional, following the breakdown of their relationship. Then what? People have been shocked, sympathetic, and cautiously curious about the Jblades and Lisa Zbozen narrative as it has unfolded. Fans and journalists alike are struggling to come to terms with the adored TV host's picture in light of the grave accusations against him. A new level of complexity has been introduced by Lisa's latest cryptic communications, which have shifted the focus to emotional resilience and mental wellness. The allegations of domineering and forceful behavior have put a sudden stop to Jay's formerly solid career. Given that, since he has been away from the repair shop, the BBC has been very cautious, putting the show's integrity first while avoiding any involvement in the scandal. Fans are concerned about the show's and Jay's futures, as producers have not said when or if Jay would return. For the most part, Jay stays out of the limelight and keeps up his maintaining his innocence and remaining silent once judicial appearances have finished. His future in his personal and professional life hinged on the impending trial, as he faced charges of controlling or coercive behavior towards his estranged wife. As for Lisa, she has been concentrating on restoring her professional and personal life. She maintains an encouraging yet discreet social media presence, while her fitness business runs smoothly. She seemed to be a strong, resilient woman in her most recent posts, which occurred around World Mental Health Day. A lot of people. By making the subject more relatable, Lisa helps the public remember that there are actual people dealing with emotional struggles behind every news. Fans' reactions have been all over the map. Some people still stand by Jay, thinking of all the good he did for TV and the craft. Many people feel sorry for Lisa and admire her bravery in communicating through nuanced yet impactful means. Topics like as mental health, positive relationships, and dealing with public criticism frequently come up in online discussions. The media has often played it safe in their coverage. The gravity of the charges has been front and center in the headlines, but other media sources have stressed the importance of not passing judgment. The complexity that arises when one's private and public lives intertwine is mirrored in this methodical approach. The repair shop community is known for its strong sense of community and adaptation. Craftspeople keep working even without Jay, keeping the show's soul and essence alive. The audience's gratitude for the repair efforts is touching, but their desire for Jay's return demonstrates the profound connection he had with them. Issues surrounding public figures experiencing personal crises, the media's responsibility in covering delicate topics, and the significance of mental health awareness are broader themes that this narrative touches on outside of the courtroom. A lot of the time, there's more complexity and vulnerability to the person behind the fame than meets the eye. Is it still worth it for Jay to return to the show after all that happened? Post a comment and tell us.